Hello, I'm Roger, and I'm here with Chip Dog, and we are coming to you from the high desert of central New Mexico. You are watching Multiple Sclerosis. The monster inside me, my story.
Okay, welcome back. Today is July 3rd, day before 4th of July. Managed to get out and doing a little bit of camping, doing this show on the road, which I like to do, kind of break up the monotony a little bit. But today I'm in the Sawtooth Mountains in west central New Mexico. We refer to this area as the Daddles, and we like to come here and go camping. And so I'm fortunate enough to come out here with two of my good friends. I got Ruben and Matt sitting in the background. We just filmed a show of Camp Chat. So if you've never seen Camp Chat and you're more curious about where we're at and what we're doing, look at Camp Chat and that'll give you a little better idea. I'm not going to go there right now, but we're going to talk about some other stuff. I'm here with my three great friends, and I cherish the time that I can come out and spend with these guys. Last year I didn't get to get out much simply because of my health, and we all know, been following that. It's not the way I pictured retired life, my first year and a half of being in the hospital many days and spending my time recovering. But I'm finally at the point where I can get out with my good friends and enjoy. One of the things I love to do most is just being out in nature, and being out in nature like this makes me feel better than any medication could ever do for me. It's so healing to be out here. Things that are going on. This is my 1 year anniversary of having my first two brain surgeries. My first one was June 28th of last year. Then I had one on June 30th of last year. And that's where it feels like they just cracked my head open like a freaking walnut and then sewed it back together. And it's taken a long time to recover, but I'm finally feeling like I'm getting somewhere with the tumor. I'm still waiting to hear from a neurologist so I can get in and now that we got this tumor under control, I need to deal with my MS. And it's really hard here because there's so many people and the doctors keep leaving, and it's just hard to get in to see a neurologist. So I am scheduled for one. It's a couple of months out, so I guess I just need to be patient and be happy that I have that one scheduled up. Another thing, I've introduced you to my friend Amy, and she was on the show a few months ago, I should say. And her and I have become good friends. We talk a couple of times a week. And she is wheelchair bound, also struck by the monster. And I enjoy talking to her because it's just someone that I can kind of relate to that has the same issues I do. But she set up a Zoom chat for a local group here in the Albuquerque metro area where we can get together and kind of talk about our issues. And I'm going to say it was a little disappointing. I was the only one that really showed up, and then there was Amy. So her and I had kind of just an in-person talk back and forth. And I shouldn't talk a lot because when she had her first Zoom meeting, I completely forgot and missed it. And so that's why I made it a point not to miss this next one, because she went to the effort of doing that. And it was great just to talk to her. We didn't talk about anything special, just a little bit of small chat, which was a good thing, good to talk to someone else about those issues. So a few shows ago, my topic was the MS itch and how uncomfortable it is, that is. And I'm taking amitriptyline, and I've talked about that a few shows back. And it's kind of a sedative, but also supposed to help get rid of that itch. And I think after taking it for a couple of months, I do think it's actually working for my itch. It doesn't get rid of it completely, but it helps alleviate a little bit of it. So that might be something, if you have that issue with the MS itch, talk to your doctor about the amitriptyline, or they can go to the nationalmssociety.org, and there's a lot of information there for doctors to look at and find out what other doctors are doing. So, but today I'm going to talk about the MS hug, which is extremely uncomfortable. Not everyone gets it, and I had it when I was diagnosed first with multiple sclerosis, and it is super uncomfortable. It didn't really affect any pain, but it was uncomfortable. And I'm going to read a little bit that I got off the internet, and all this information is available through the MS society.org, or just if you Google MS itch, so many things come up. But I wanted to download some basic stuff and kind of read a little bit to you guys. But the MS hug is an MS symptom where you feel pain or tightness around the chest or stomach area. It's not dangerous, but it can be frightening, especially if you haven't come across it before. And it was extremely uncomfortable, and when it hit me, I felt like someone was trying to squeeze the life out of me. It was crazy, and I didn't know what it was till after I was diagnosed, and then I was able to kind of put it together that was an MS symptom. But the MS hug is a symptom of MS that feels like an uncomfortable, sometimes painful feeling of tightness or pressure, usually around your stomach or chest. The pain, tightness can stretch all the way around the chest or stomach. It can be on one side or just the other. They call it girdling, and years ago, my mom used to wear a girdle, and it was to hold everything in and make it tight. That's what they call it, girdling. But people with MS hug, they describe it in all different kinds of ways to help others understand it. The MS hug can be one of the first symptoms of MS, or it can happen years after diagnosis. Not everyone with MS gets the MS hug. The MS hug isn't dangerous, but you should get it checked out just in case there are other issues causing that feeling which needs treating. So you don't want to mistake the MS hug for a heart attack or anything else, So if you have questions, be sure and see your doctor. It's super important. Do that right away if you have that kind of chest pain. There are two different effects of MS that might cause or trigger the MS hug. Muscle spasms in the small muscles between the ribs, and changes in sensation. Dilastasia, I think I'm pronouncing that right, dilastasia, which are sometimes, but not always, painful. Some people with MS use lots of different things to help them with the MS hug. Just like other MS symptoms, you might not be able to get rid of it completely, but you might find ways to stop it from happening so often or manage it so it doesn't get worse. You might need to try lots of different things to figure out what works best for you. And those of us with MS, we totally get that. Keep trying things until you find what works. So one of the things you do is look for possible triggers, and we're all familiar with that. Wearing loose or tight clothes could do it. Moving or stretching, applying hot or cold, relaxation, mindfulness, and drug treatments. Lots of people with MS share their experiences and suggestions about the MS hug on the online community, and you can look at that at Local MS Society Group. And people talk about their symptoms and what's going on with them. You get a better idea, because we all know MS is different to everybody. And so your symptoms are obviously going to probably feel different too. But look for triggers. If you can figure out what the triggers are, that's a good way to approach it. And they say even applying, loose or tight clothes may help your MS hug. Just like tight and loose clothing, the opposites of temperature seem to help different people. Hot water bottles and warm towels on the affect area could give some relief, or you might find a cold compress helps. This could be an ice pack wrapped in a towel, or a damp face cloth cooled in a fridge. Just depends what works for each person. Relaxation is a good way to try to help some of that go away. Mindfulness, being aware of your situation and what's going on, those kind of things are always something to keep in mind, and it's like that with pretty much any MS issue. Drug treatments for the MS hug, and if your MS is caused by unsensual or unusual sensations, which is called dilastasia, drug treatments for pain might help. If the cause is muscle spasms, different drug treatments might also help. When the MS hug is of a relapse form, steroids is another option that might help you in your recovery. People describe their MS hug in different ways, and we all describe it in different ways. For some it's uncomfortable, for others it's painful, and you need to figure out a way to describe it when you're talking about these issues to your doctor, because it's very important that he knows the minute details of what you're feeling, just so you can get the right treatment. So there's not just one medical name that describes everyone's MS hug, because MS can cause those kinds of feelings in many different ways. So a doctor or nurse will need to know more about your experience of it, so they can figure out what to do for you. If it is an MS symptom, They might describe it as diastasia. I've been trying to pronounce this word all morning, trying to get it right for you guys, and I'm probably still not getting it. It's the unusual sensations or muscle spasms, and 2 different ways MS could create hug or the squeezing effect. So go to your mssociety.org, and you can learn a lot more about the MS hug there. So I think I've pretty much covered most everything about the MS hug. There's a lot more, I'm sure, that you can look at. But I think one of the best things I would recommend is just go to Google and Google it up, and there's many different options, specific things that you can look at to learn more about the MS hug. So we're gonna move on here, and since we're in the mountains, I am gonna have a drink of my beer. And thank you for my buddy Matt, the Southwest Backpacker, in the background for the beer. And thanks for Ruben in the background for making a delicious camp breakfast this morning. I wouldn't even begin how to describe. It was discata for breakfast. And if you watched any of my cooking shows, Matt, the Southwest Backpacker, did a discata meal for dinner one night. And I think that discata meal changed my life forever, because I make discata all the time, and Ruben did a breakfast which was just delicious. So I think we're going to call it a show. I want to do a shout out to my camping buddies that are sitting here offset, and I appreciate their friendship. All my MS Warrior friends that are out there and watching this, stay strong, stay positive. You got to stay strong and positive. And thank you for watching the show. I appreciate it. I want to give a shout out to my friend Kenneth. And Kenneth is an avid watcher of the show. Kenneth lives in Virginia. And he is dealing with the monster worse than I am, I know. So prayers are out to you, Kenneth. I hope you're doing good. And also I want to give a shout out to my niece. She just got off the ship. She's in the Navy, and she was out on a short deployment. She's back in Virginia, back at home base with her new baby and her husband. And I know she'll see this. And I want to tell her thank you for her service. Love her for all that she's done, and for being my niece, and I appreciate that. So I guess that's going to end it for this episode of Multiple Sclerosis Inside Me, or The Monster Inside Me. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. Likes are always welcome. And I want to just say thank you for watching. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. I'd always appreciate that. And thanks again to my brother sitting in the background. I love hanging out with them. And thank you for watching, and we'll come back again in another month or so and keep you updated on what's happening. Goodbye.